This is Skyfire News, the best UFO show on the internet. Skyfire News is on the internet. Skyfire News. Skyfire News. Skyfire News. Yes, sir. Skyfire News, the best UFO show on the internet. Skyfire News is on the internet. Come look for it on TV, mom. Skyfire News. This is Skyfire News, the best UFO show on the internet. Skyfire News is on the internet. Skyfire News. Skyfire News.
New Reviews is just a trash show. Everyone and their mom knows. Don't look at score. Heather Bird is dunking on him. Blue, you are a whore. New Reviews say Skyfire News. Oh, look at score. Heather Birdie is dunking on him. Ooh. Blue, you are a whore. New Reviews say Skyfire News. New Reviews is a trash show. Everyone and their mom knows. Don't look at score. Heather Bird is dunking on him. Blue, you are a whore. New Reviews hate Skyfire News. New Reviews is a trash show. Everyone and their moms don't look at score. Heather Birdie's dunking on him. Blue, you are a whore. New Reviews hate Skyfire News.
Blue Reviews is a trash show. Everyone in them knows. Don't look at score. Heather Birdie is dunking on him. Blue, you are a whore. Blue Reviews hate Skyfire News. Blue Reviews hate Skyfire News. Reviews is a trash show. Everyone and their mom knows. Don't look at score. Heather Birdie's dunking on him. Blue, you are a whore. Blue Reviews hate Skyfire News. Took a drive to feel alive. I saw you there in the sunset. I made a point to light a joint there in the sunset. But when I took out my phone to prove this even happened, I couldn't record it and the aliens are laughing. The UFO turned me into a clown. My friends think I'm crazy, I can't turn around. I think I'm going crazy, crazy. You killed a cow to show your love to a God that would kill you, just to prove its love for an alien beneath you. Now what will you do? What will it have me do? Try to even stop it, is it heresy? Oh God, I think I'm going crazy. Take a drive to feel alive. I saw you there in the sunset. I made a point to light a joint there in the sunset. But when I took out my phone to prove this even happened, I couldn't record it and the aliens are laughing. UFO turned me into a clown. My friends think I'm crazy, I can't turn around. I don't know what to believe. I'm left holding the floaties in this pool of water that I carried for Tony. The translations are coming for what's spoken to me. There's no use in running, he's already here. Richard Doherty, I can't believe a thing he told me, but I can't stop listening closely to Richard Doherty. My birthday, friends all around. I should feel lucky, but I looked at my phone and seen that Gary Nolan blocked me. What the hell? How does he even know about me? The cake comes out, everyone is smiling. I know I should be happy too, but I'm dying, fucking dying. 'Cause Gary Nolan blocks me. The world is crumbling all around me. I wanted Gary to tell me why he shared Chris Bartell's brain scans on TV. It's my birthday, friends all around. I should feel lucky, but I looked at my phone and seen that Gary Nolan blocked me. What the hell? How does he even know about me? The cake comes out, everyone is smiling. I know I should be happy too, but I'm dying, I'm fucking dying. Because Gary Nolan blocks me. The world is crumbling all around me. I wanted Gary to tell me what aliens are planning, and I can't blow out my candles because of all of these scans. And I can't blow out my candles because
because of all of these scandals. It's a shame. I brought all my homies to the stage, and now it's my birthday. No man named UFO Shane. He has 58 laptops. I'm not joking. He has 62 laptops. He knows more than you about everything. He's got more to do. He's UFO Shane. He's got the plan. His IQ alcohol percentage insane. He has 83 laptops. I'm not joking, he has 96 laptops. So many laptops. My man Shane has 48, 9 fucking portable computers in his domicile. What the that? Stop sending UFO Shane like he's running out of space. I know, man.
Skyfire News is on the internet. To look for it on TV now. Skyfire News.
Muted.
Thank God. That first line was a doozy. So we are all better off having that first thing muted. Thanks for coming to the show, guys. It's Skyfire News, your daily news update. As you know, I'm Tupacabra. I'm super sick, and we're getting through it. We got Red Panda in the mix. We got some great stories for you. I opened the show, if you came a little early, with a demo of how to make a song on Suno AI, which is where we've been making these AI songs. And that was particularly for a petty argument between everyone in Lou Reviews. So, Lou, if you were watching, that's your demo. Now you know how it's done. Go check it out. Do it yourself. Let's get a song battle going, right? Let's get a dialogue. Why not? Why not? Yeah, we got great stories here. Honestly, some interesting stuff just popped off like right before we started the show. Like this one, Greenwald posted about this Dyson sphere detected. If you guys don't know what a Dyson sphere is, I'll go over it. And I think kind of a far-fetched thing. Moist Critical weighed in on the worst alien evidence ever, the Vegas alien case, he said. That's going to be a cool thing to listen to. But we got more, too. So without further ado, Red, hop up in here. Let's get our introductions going.
What up, y'all? Another cool thing we got, too, is, boom. The people love him, bro. People love Lou. Uh-oh. We got a super chat. Thomas Souls running on Cosmic Time. Who's gonna be the one to race to it? Uh-oh. Not me, it looks like.
Nowadays I'm all about the fatty. You better get some. Too busy hating, ain't getting none. Me, I'm all about the fatty. Ain't getting none. Me, I'm all about the fatty. Yeah, they ain't ready for.
Have patience on me. Don't give up on me. I'm on Cosmic Time.
There it is. That's a double whammy.
Hell yeah.
Dude, if you ever want to request a break, let us know. Put a thing in there. Pop in a super chat. We'll play that clip. Thank you, Thomas. All right, so we got a Lou Elizondo book. The release date, is this solid? Is this really his news?
Allegedly, yeah. Do you want to start here?
This is very interesting. No, we don't have to start here, but I love it. I love that his book's coming out and that it's called Imminent.
Imminent. Yeah, I'm excited to... There's been so much stuff about that book, right? It's It's pretty wild. It's been like probably one of the most like weirdly rolled out books I've ever seen.
Right?
Yeah.
A lot of hype. A lot of hype.
Oh, we also got this. I didn't get a chance to put it as a bumper thing, but
Skyfire News. I hate Chupacabra. I fucking hate Red Panda. And I hate Heather. Like, I genuinely hate them.
Wow.
all right. What
You
story do you
all
want to
right,
hit first, Deepa?
Fuck, dude. Dyson Sphere detected. Let's hit that.
Do it.
All right, so John Greenwald posted this from Popular Mechanics. Apparently, there is suspicion that a Dyson sphere is detected. Let me tell you how I feel about this bullshit. I think it's not. I don't think so. Number one, what is a Dyson sphere? Okay, so a Dyson sphere is a theorized mechanical object that would essentially be built around a star in order to harness the full potential of the star to fuel whatever endeavors the intelligent life of that system wants to do. Now, as great as of an idea as that is, it's just an idea. To go from here's my concept of like a device that a species would use if they were a type whatever, class whatever species of intelligence, like whatever that might be, we don't know if it even exists. To think that we can then go out and detect them is kind of like attributing like a factual base to a theory of that we have no idea. We've never seen evidence of this, but they're saying that there is. So, you know, I could eat my words by next week. We have no idea, but that's what's happening right now. Popular Mechanics has highlighted some scientists saying that perhaps we have evidence of extraterrestrial technology in the form of a Dyson sphere. And how they would do that is they measure, you know, this is the same way they find exoplanets. They find a star, and if the orbital disk, the disk in which all the planets of that star orbit, if it's in line with us, like a little bit, meaning that if the planets pass in front of the star from our perspective, then we can like determine a lot about that system. Not only the star itself, but the planet. So as the starlight travels through the atmosphere of that planet, we can detect that through something called spectroscopy. Yeah, I went to art school. So through this spectroscopy, I think it's astral or something like that too, they can determine like the chemical composition of a planet, right? So that's how they're determining life on other places as well. But with the Dyson sphere, they're looking for fluctuations of light. That's specifically what they're looking for. So there's that. And they think they might have found it. What do you think, Red? Dyson sphere or no?
Based on what you said, it sounds like kind of theoretical stuff. Cool, John Greenwald posted it. I love John, so W.
Friend of the show.
Yes. I don't know.
Hey, that's a solid
Dyson
ending.
sphere,
Hey, that's
guys.
the ending the Dyson sphere detected segment needed. That's what it deserved, right? But let's get over to something a little juicier, I suppose. The worst alien evidence ever. That's what Moist Critical Charlie is saying about the Vegas alien incident. Can you believe that? I'll pull up the clip. What do you think? What do you think about the case, and what do you think about Moist?
Moist is interesting. Chill. Getting bread, so good for him. This case, though, it doesn't go away, bro. And there's been actually a lot of interesting things. You know what this case really needs is like an Ashton. There needs to be someone who just goes like balls to the wall on this case. There's been a few people actually who've kind of done some interesting video analysis of the stuff, but like it doesn't go away. And then remember too, we covered recently that now they're reporting that after this happened, there was like a hitchhiker phenomenon reported. And then also, do you remember that weird stuff about the cameras on like the neighbors' houses that were set up after and then taken down? I don't know. I feel like there's something more to this. People want to just quickly dismiss this. I don't know. What do you
I think you're right. I think there is more to it. I gotta say, I'm on board with you there because I wanted to forget that it ever happened. I really did. I wanted to be like, oh, it's probably nothing, but it keeps on coming back, and you know, you can't let your bias dictate what you believe and what you don't. You got to kind of just wait until the facts fall out. And on this one, it's just been a roller coaster ride. But check this out.
Did you hear that the Las Vegas alien body cam video is apparently legit, according to expert examiners? Who are the expert examiners? Hey, this is my Uncle Steve. He said this shit is super real. Like, who do you even call in? The scientist from Independence Day that gets strangled to death? Yeah, they didn't even contact my father, so I already doubt these experts. Las Vegas alien videos previously missed detail proves authenticity, expert says. You can't deny it. Watch me. Boy, do I have some cold water to throw in your face, expert. Let me take a peek. Oh my god, wait, it's this old one. It's the old one. This whole load of baloney. This load of barnacles. He's still on this. I thought this was new.
We'll skip around because
When a
of
Las Vegas
all kinds
family
of
told police
reasons.
they saw something not human in their backyard, they were not lying. A veteran crime scene recreation expert said. Scott Roeder of Evidence Room Animation.
And I know everybody.
April 30th, 2023.
This is interesting.
All right, let's take a peek at the irrefutable evidence that we all missed.
So this is a very slowed down screen recording I took, and I know everybody is trying to find the aliens in front of these guys, but I noticed something insane, and I want everybody, my two friends who will watch this, to take a look down, pay attention to two areas. We're going to look down here on the bottom right behind their fence and right up there, but we're going to first start down here because I found something crazy. Okay, so I want you to pay attention to what I believe is the creepiest part of this video. And I'm going to point out two things you need to pay attention to right here, which is the head. And if you look really close, there's
Right away, he doesn't sound like he's believing. What do you think, Red?
He's kind of I feel like this is his thing, right? He kind of goes this route for a lot of this stuff, like, oh, it's all done, blah, 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 blah. And honestly, this might not be the best case to go on, but I feel like I've never seen him be like, yo, guys, you need to listen to Grush, what he says. You know what I mean? So, kind of expected. Kind of the expected normie bro take, I would say.
I agree.
Should we start a beef with Moist Critical right now?
Yeah, Moist, you ain't nothing. Write a song, Moist. Figure it out. No, he's good. I love his videos. Love's a strong word. I watch him. Yeah.
He definitely, I watch him too, every now and then.
It's
He's
really
got the algorithm
useful,
down.
And it's just good to get a breakdown from a confident voice that knows what's going on about a topic, that can break it down and be like, this is what's happening. The internet's too big. There's too much stuff happening all the time. In a way, it's kind of like UFO news. There's too much stuff going on all the time that you kind of have to find sources that can break it down for you. Don't forget to subscribe and like Skyfire News, by the way, both on Twitter and YouTube. We love having you here. Thanks for the family for popping in. Have we given a shout out to the chat yet?
No, let's do that. Let's go ahead and let's do
I hate Skyfire News. I hate Tupacabra. I fucking hate Red Panda. And I hate Heather. I genuinely hate them.
Hey, Lou, you bias a little bit? Do you think maybe your coverage of us has been a little weirded out because you genuinely hate us? I don't hate you, Lou.
I don't hate Lou either.
I feel sorry for you. Sorry, bud. Sorry, little guy.
So yeah, let's shout out the chat. Let's get some good pump. Where's our pump up music? Sorry, guys. Dance rock. Boom. Hello? Is Tupa muted? Oh, you're muted.
I wasn't talking. I was waiting for the music to kick in. There it is.
Yeah, let's read the chat. That's always fun, dude. I love reading the chat. That's where it's at, right? There's a lot of chatters today, too. First was Pizza Slayer. Let's effing go. Alana, second. Pizza Beat You. Heart Alien Fire. Sam, let's effing go.
That was me.
Nathaniel, please release the Kona Blue song. What? Who's that? Heather Birdie says, good evening, everyone. Courage First. Let's dive into the heart of the night with us as we ignite the flames of excitement and kick off an unforgettable soiree. I don't know why you said that. Enigma Seeker. If it's not aliens, I'm warning you all. Oh, shoot. Lil Pop-Tart. Daily serotonin boost. What's up, Lil Pop-Tart? Was talking to him in his space this morning. Glad to hear he's doing well.
What
Hopefully
up?
get him on soon. The Birdie says, I'm Lou Reviews. I hate Skyfire News. Yes. Skinny Bob says, Skyfire. Oh, Skinny Bob with the new profile pic. B says, let's effing go. UP Zach says, hey. We love our members. Mark Zap Zach says, hey, guys. Who else we got? Silver Star Gazer. As the kids say, this is a bop. Yeah, we had a lot of great songs made by Tupa and AI earlier. Ghost95 says 96 most laptops. That is true. Sassy, what the heck with UAP Mike? I meant UAP Mike. XPVA. Need Reddit UFO leak deeds. Did you guys cover the 4chan leaker? I think we are going to cover a little bit about this Reddit leak, right, Tupa? Thanks to our good friend Logan Black. Thomas Souls with a heart. There's so many names. Paul Shields says hello. And UAP Mike is here. John Green, who? We love John Greenwald. Who else we got? Hey Ocean says, I'll keep a lookout for UFOs when I get to back page, but I couldn't miss the show. Oh yeah, I think there's a fire where she's at. Be safe, please. Dan Overage says, LOL, he was referring to that News Nation video with the awful 3D object made into the video. Before he goes and says, forgot Keemstar. Yeah, he did forget Keemstar in that they reviewed it. Oh, Naga, I think this is Naga's first time in the chat. Big up to Elvis, heck yeah. Logan Black says, Elvis Presley gave Lil Pop a shout out in the space this morning. Damn, I'm sad I missed it, dude. We gotta get Logan on. I've been telling him, Logan, are you ready with your camera? Where you at, bro? Hopefully soon. People want to see Logan. They want to hear from the man, the myth, the legend, the AI prodigal son. All right. So what are we doing now, Tupa? Want to watch a little more of this most critical video? I'm down. I mean, I honestly love talking about this case. And it was funny when he was like, "Who said it? Your Uncle Steve?" And it's like, actually, the person is Eric in Twitter Spaces, who actually was the one kind of tracking. He was low key the little Ashton for this case for a bit there. You're muted again, Tupa.
Every time. Richard Doty as well.
Yeah.
Richard Doty too.
Yeah, and say what you will, it could be disinfo. That's probably like a lot of people are going to roll their eyes when they're like, hey, Richard Doty said this was an interesting case. I believe he still has contacts, whether you like him or not. He was on the warrant for the Bob Lazar raid in 2004 or 2008. So that was years after retirement. So he's still in the mix. He still has contacts. He could be totally disinfoing us, but there was a lot of interesting, weird stuff about this case. I want AI Logan VTuber. That's what I also want. I've actually talked to Tupa about this.
I didn't know VTubers were so popular.
Dude, it's like the whole thing.
I know. Like I have a cartoon avatar. I should create one, a VTube. Right or no? Everyone see my face. Fuck it. Right, we're out. We're out of here.
It would be cool though.
I think
if you're like alter ego.
Well, I could just have it like DJ like random channels with some AI voices and stuff. I'll let Logan do it. Hey, we got Darth Mick Buttfart in here. Hi, Skyfire. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Dude, how about some of these juicy DMs that keep dropping? That's crazy.
Oh, do you want to go there right now before we go to Lou's book?
I don't know.
I could go either way. Let's go Lou's book. Let's save all that stuff for the end, right?
Lou's book. Let's do it. Louis. Big Louis.
Louis.
You got a book coming out. You're calling it imminent. It's been coming out for like 8 years. Funny name.
The most imminent book of all time. So yeah. So there's been all this controversy, right, about Lou's freaking book. And it's now like a few months back, if you guys recall, we covered this. I think were we even streaming at that point? It might have been before we started streaming and we were just staying spaces. But there was some random like UK site had published stuff about Lou's book, and it had a description and all that stuff. And Lou actually called in to Disclosure Tonight to correct the record. And let me go ahead and pull that clip up real quick, just to kind of show you like how weird all the stuff around this book has been. So yeah, so a few months back this happens. Lou, it was reported Lou's book was coming out, blah 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 blah, and like everyone was like, "Whoa, Lou's book's finally coming out!" People who love Lou, people who hate Lou, they all are going to get this book. Are they not, Tupa? As they should, right?
Everyone's going to get it, dude.
And I think Lou deserves any money he makes off the book, straight up. I don't think it's a grifting thing. You know, as hopefully it's a true count.
Hold on. Hold on. You don't think it's a grifting thing?
I mean,
how not? How is this above grifting?
Well, I guess if you're going to call it a grifting thing, then I would call like any autobiography a grift.
You know what I would say? I would say that the grift is the hype he built up for his personality and his background before the book came out. And that the book's the grift, you know what I mean? Like the book is how you cash in on that build up. But the build up's been questioned by verified sources who think something else is going on, and he needs to answer to that, in my opinion. Before he goes on, and I believe what he's saying in this book, you know. And let's say the book is completely it's revolutionary. Let's say the book is it reveals a lot, right? Then okay, my bad, right? if it's revelatory. But I think it's going to be like Life in the Times of Lou Elizondo being a hero. That's my guess. And if that's the case, then it is a grift.
Darth the previously known as Darth McBuckfart says, yeah, Paddock from Vetted didn't want to say my name, so I made it more friendly. Plus, I dropped the whole fart drama. It's interesting. That is very interesting.
That's a smart move.
And shouts out Darth McB. Our another member, lovely member, Courage First, says, grifting is a form of dishonest behavior, usually involving trickery or deception to obtain money, goods, or services illicitly. It's often associated with confidence tricks or scams. So I guess it depends on who you ask. There's no denying he leaked the videos. There's no denying he's talking to congressmen. It's so weird to have such a person that's like so good and so weird and so are like doing good things, also doing bad things, yeah. Lou Elizondo in the chat says it's gonna blow mine. So yeah, some of the weird stuff leading up to his book. This was a few months back. Let's play the clip. This is when his book was first reported.
Here we go. I need to mute myself here, guys. Mike, take this.
I got it.
Hey, my friend, how are you?
So, Lee, you had your hand
Who's
up.
calling him right now?
Lou Elizondo is calling in to Disclosure Tonight, friend of the show. Lou Elizondo is probably one of his favorite people. If Disclosure Tonight doesn't get a Lou Elizondo book rollout interview, I'm gonna be pissed. Because I know all the crazy stuff these motherfuckers have done for that guy. So Lou, you better go. You better give our boy Thomas Fessler an interview. Yeah, we'll just leave it there for now.
And Paramount Global is under media contract with the. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No,
I said.
It sounds like he's getting his butt chewed out, huh? Like, hey, why did you say that? I said this about the book. No,
because he's got to be exact. Why is he going back and looking back to be exact?
Mm-hmm. Oh, and what? Maybe he was issued a formal statement. That would make sense.
I hope he's getting chewed out.
He's probably getting chewed out. Let's listen.
I'm going to have AI analyze the microphone data and see if we can hear Lou.
I said.
Is he getting chewed
Lou,
out?
I'm sorry, Lou. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I said. Thomas, that's Jennifer's. Hold on. Yeah, I said. Let me mute myself.
Is this a reprisal?
I've got going on here. 1 second.
So he muted. 8 speed. Oh, also, by the way, fun fact: Stephen Greenstreet, blog Skyfire News, still a friend of the show.
Steven.
He cited this today. He sourced a Skyfire News link because we clipped it, right? So it was cool to see him in a thread being like, look, this is when they talked about it here.
No, that's true. Disclosure, this guy, whatever his name is, I don't know how I forgot his name.
Thomas Fessler?
Thomas Fessler. Thomas, come on the show. You look very upset here. He doesn't look like the conversation's going well. Is it me or did he fuck up? Is he like, yo, and why would Elizondo call him live on air?
Yeah, right. Because
that's a fucking power move, bro. That's a power move, right? Like, did you call, because you know it's gonna stop the whole show, and he's gonna sit and you're gonna press him. And if I was upset about, or I'm curious if I'm not upset, and the host stops and goes, hold on, let me see what I was looking at. I'll be like, hold, no, do it later. It's all good. Don't interrupt your show, and I'll hang up. But this goes on for a long time. 8 times the speed.
Oh, I forgot about that. Because the whole time, because I clipped this, and every time I watch it, I just tune out and I get bored here. I'm like, well, I forget that like the entire time it's 8 times speed. He's getting his ass chewed out. But I will say, I don't know if it's necessarily a power move. Probably a little bit, but I think it goes to show the urgency of what was being corrected, right? UAP Mike says, pretty sure that was Jen, not Lou. Maybe.
How does that make you feel, Red? Let's say it's Jen. And hold on, and I'm making assumptions here. I don't know Lou's interpersonal life like that. Is Jen his wife?
I believe so. I think that's public information. We're not doxing anyone here.
No, we're not doxing. UAB Mike's definitely not doxing Elizondo. That must be out already. Yeah. So that's interesting. Okay, so what if it's Jen and not Lou? I mean, it still looks like he's getting his ass chewed out live on the show. Like, let me tell you, bro. If someone calls me live during the show, like if Keem calls, he's like, "Hey," I'm like, "Okay, we're dealing with this later. We're not stopping the show."
You've done that before, though.
He'll call. He calls in. Like, why wouldn't Lou just call in?
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think power play has to be included. I just do. You would never call someone stop their show. How long does this go on for? What's the actual timestamp from the phone call beginning to the time it ends?
Bro, it honestly must be like at least 6 minutes or something.
No way, bro. 6 minutes is
look at how long the audio muted logo is up for.
Let's see if his expression ever changes.
Okay.
Bad, concerned, in trouble, faking,
that's Jennifer's. Hold on.
lying. Jennifer's.
Yeah, I said. Let me
mute that. Let me mute myself. Holy shit. Jesus. Tommy. Poor Tommy boy, dude.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's gonna get annoying I'm not even gonna finish because it's already annoying, right? It's still going. What the hell, Thomas? Why did you say this about my book?
Now he's laughing. Now he's scratching his head. The scratching the head was like, okay, we got out of here. We got out of this. I talked my way out of
Lou
this.
would pull some stuff like that. Like, I'm gonna make you on edge for like the majority of this conversation, and at the end of it, I'm gonna be like, it's all good though, right? You know what I mean? Like,
because he's promised an interview. He's promised the book rollout tour, like for sure.
Casual Link said we need a lip reader ASAP. I agree.
Hard to do 8 times the speed.
Go ahead, Lee. Continue.
But we can do it. Now he's muted again, right?
Yeah.
On silence sucks. I knows it, everybody. You were kind of dropped. I had a phone call come in, yes, from Lou to go ahead and say the date is the title is not right, the number of pages is not right, the release date is not right.
And he also said that he's not getting the manuscript.
How would he know?
It hasn't been approved.
Yeah, I don't have a copy.
How would Mike Disclosure be able to add on to the context of the call? I thought he was with us, just sitting in silence.
Manuscript as well.
But this just goes to show all the weirdness around Lou's book,
Fucking
right?
Weird.
And then, do you remember this? This was just recently, and we talked about it a few times already, but we're talking about the book, so why not? This was a Green Street exclusive from a week ago? 2 weeks ago?
Green Street's kind of gang on this, dude.
I mean, Lou Elizondo's got his book coming out, and you guys want an exclusive? Yeah.
Yes. Delayed, right?
Well, let me phrase it this way. From what I have, the information that was given to me from right from a horse's mouth, one of the horses in the race, I should say, is that one of the reasons Lou Elizondo's book has been delayed is because people within the circle on the inside in this group, you go pull up the group in my video, a group of people within that are going, wait, you can't say that, Lou. Like, that didn't happen. That was me. That wasn't you. That was me that did that. You got to change that. Like, you can't just say that. And so there's this inner fracturing of the group where they're starting to call each other out. You know, there was this like the ends justify the means thing at first back in 2017, 2018, where it was like everyone was on the same team and whatever we have to say, you know, the ends.
Dude, those were the good old days. That was before we realized all the BS, bro. It was literally like, I look back at that time period and it's like, I don't want to say the word because it's probably not PC, but it was very like, it was beautiful. You know what I mean? It was like magical.
It was like X-Files season 1, right? Where anything goes. This is all fun. We don't know the rules. We don't know what's happening. We don't know who the smoking man is. Like, let it ride. And then now we're into like season 7.5, where they replace Mulder, and we don't know what's happening. You know, I know, Red, you don't understand the references too much, but essentially the show sucked towards the later seasons. Big surprise, you know.
Yeah.
Let's justify the means, and since then there has been like these little micro fractures within the group, and yeah, some people are fed up within that group. Some people are just fed up, and they're just like, they're kind of over it. But yeah, so there's all that stuff coming on. I'm looking forward to reading his book, to be honest with you, because it's all the stuff that he doesn't or hasn't talked about that I'm interested about reading. about, you know, like I hope he goes into the Guantanamo stuff, and you know, like how he saved American soldiers' lives with his psychic powers. Like I really hope there's a whole chapter on that.
Let it ride.
Lou Elizondo using his X-Men Magneto powers to like save American troops. Like I want to read a whole book about that. So anyway, I'm looking forward to the book.
Same, Steven. Same.
Dan
Friend of the
Freeman.
show.
Dan Freeman says Lou not living his raps. Fake smoking man. I think that's one of the freshest disses I've ever heard of Lou on this one. He might not be living his raps. He says that he was running a OSAP, but he was like not. He was head of like a volunteer group called ATIP that had no formal status.
I don't know, bro. I think honestly, I think that timeline is still gray.
Tall gray, small gray.
Tall gray.
Ooh.
Tall gray. Even John
Okay.
Greenwald. We'll probably have to cover this tomorrow. His recent FOIA was kind of not necessarily a W for Elizondo, but I mean, it literally got to a point where honestly, I'm just gonna have to go on my burner, where John Greenwald and Lou Elizondo were sending like cowboy gifs to each other, like howdy partner, like we're on the same side. Now, did you see this? I guess that's
Yes.
You saw
Let him cook.
Yes, I did.
So I don't know what's going on here, but let's just continue with this book now. So right, there's all this weird buildup of the book. It's been coming soon for what, like 2 years now. $60 signed copies. Oh, I'm so there. I so want a signed copy. If he does like a live thing, I'll drive like at least 5 hours to go a signed thing. You think he'll sign it for me or no? You think he'll be like, screw you, get out of here?
He'll sign it for you.
Cool.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So yeah, this was the news that broke last night. Because now, after all the hoopla, it's finally listed on Apple Books and Amazon, right? And to me, I feel like this has Ellen's a little more credibility than if it was on previously. The previous site it was on, when like we watched a Fessler statement and he had to correct all that. It was some like
4chan.
random. It was some random publisher site. Here, you think maybe more due diligence. I heard people talking about today. They were like, no, it still could be fake. And actually, damn, I do have to log into my burner. Probably gonna. But Lou Elizondo today, even after all this broke, was like, he didn't mention this exactly, but he was like, anything about my book will be coming from me, basically. And honestly, maybe we should pull that. Heather, our lovely mod, if you want to screenshot that maybe, or maybe Mike or someone can, who's not blocked, screenshot what Lou said about this book. But let's read it. Imminent, and I did confirm the title, at least per the listings, is imminent. People were wondering, like, does imminent just mean coming soon, or is that the actual title? What do you think of the title, Tupo? Let's just start there. Imminent.
I think it's kind of corny. I think it's a strong first guess. I can see how the title would make its way into the finals. If you had a series of titles, I can totally see how it would make its way into the finals. It's a kind of a powerful word, but it doesn't roll off the tongue. So you lose something there, right? There's maybe other words that could work, but imminent is a thing where it's like, what'd you say? Right? So I think they might have lost 30% of their value based on the title. They should have, and it should be considered.
30%.
That's what I think. That's what
Wow.
I think. But it's again, on paper, it's powerful. When you say it, it's difficult. It loses a little bit of the power because of how close the M's and the N's and the T's are together. This is just not even science. This is just me saying how I feel about it. And also, like, it's a heavy word. It has a heavy meaning to it, and it matches the theme that something's coming, something's happening soon. So for that, I get it. But I would have come up with a different title for this one.
It is
for
kind of
sure.
like if the title was coming soon, huh?
Yes.
Which is kind of funny. But when it's out, it'll be out. I like the name. I guess when I say it like that out loud, I don't really
Didn't
like
sound like, but if you like it, that's cool. I think like I said, I think I can totally see how it would make its way into the finals, but we've been waiting on this book for so long. If you could name it something else, would you?
I think there's probably maybe a few more names he could have picked. But I'm curious, what do you think his cover is going to be like? And I have some theories. Do you have any thoughts on what his cover might be like?
I want to say it's one of those hero posters that Uplifting Tweets made.
Yes, something like that too. And that's actually funny. So I started watching The Boys recently, right? And I was like, oh, I've been talking about it. I feel like Lou is like hella like he's gonna go like full Homelander on his cover or something like this. You know what I mean?
Oh my god!
Doesn't this just scream like Lou Elizondo vibe?
Yes.
Like, look at this. Boom.
You guys should have believed me. That's what it should be called. You should have believed me.
I think we're gonna see a flag on the cover.
Flag on the play.
I think we're gonna see. Hopefully, he takes some new shots. But honestly, I'm not even trying to be a dick. I'm really not trying to be a dick. I think this is one of his. I feel like Lou loves looking like this, and I feel like for what he loves looking like, this is probably one of the hardest ones. I feel like he's looking not as badass these days. He's looking a little more weathered. Maybe, but that could be cool too. Maybe a weathered Lou, just a picture of his face. You know what I mean? That'd be kind of cool.
Big face for a cover. That's in. I think that's in. The opportunity for like a kind of official UAP kind of image, that's in there too, right? Like I don't think Lou's face is going to necessarily get a ton of that, a ton of the views. Do you know what I'm saying? But it could. And when you write a whole book, the authors, you got the back cover, right? And that's where you want to see Lou's face, sitting like this.
I feel Lou wants his face on the cover though.
Oh, big time. He absolutely wants his face on the cover. So cover idea, I get it. I'm down with it. The cover title idea of Lou's face, imminent. I'm going with a black, bluish green theme, black backdrop, bluish green glowing letters. We're gonna have Lou's face somewhere in the background. And I here's what I'm saying is that it's gonna be a UFO right up front, right? But coming from the UFO won't be a beam of light. It's gonna be his goatee, like this, and it'll be like coming down onto himself. That's what I think. Like a waterfall of goatee, just engulfing him.
I thought this too, Darth McBee. Dark Macbeth. The book title is Your Mother Whore. So yeah, okay. So it's gonna be 1999 per this thing. November 21st, 2024, and I think Amazon listed the same day. So that's interesting. Now let's read some more interesting. Publisher description. Do you want to read this, Tupa, or should I? Oh, you're sick. I'll read it. Right? Yeah. Publisher description. The Roswell crash site. Let me see. The Phoenix Lights, Area 51, sightings, conspiracies, glimpses of the unexplained, decades of questions unanswered. I don't want to see any Lou Crew conspiracy shaming after this book description, if this is actually true. Forget what you think you know about unidentified flying objects. On June 25th, 2021, the Pentagon released a historic report confirming 144 incidents of unidentified aerial phenomena with no easy explanation. The U.S. Navy and Air Force have confirmed ongoing sightings of bizarre objects moving at blinding speeds, often around nuclear and defense sites, spelt the British way. Barack Obama has publicly acknowledged the concern. One of the best, yeah. Lou Elizondo spent an accomplished military career hunting drug traffickers and terrorists before being posted as director of the U.S. government's highly sensitive Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, ATIP, in 2008. I kind of like that he doubles down on the ATIP in his book thing, not gonna lie. Okay. In that capacity,
gang.
Elizondo led an international effort to study UFOs around the world. That's interesting, international effort, right? I've never heard ATIP be referred to as any kind of international capacity. Have you?
Nope. Not before now.
Chat, what do you guys think about that? That's interesting. I mean, that sticks out to me. Shocked by what they found, Elizondo told his commanding officers, "The world needs the full truth." When Elizondo's superiors refused, he resigned his post in order to go public. Since then, he has led the global disclosure effort. Are we alone? Are governments in possession of wreckage? What do we know about the science and tech of UAP? Have UAP compromised our nuclear weapons caches? What's inside a UAP? That's for Mike. Mike's the one always talking about that. Apparently he was right near a craft looking inside it. Where do UAP go between sightings? Do they have a base or do they live among us? And the biggest questions of all, who are they? As a civilian with high-level national security clearance, Elizondo is widely viewed as the world's most credible authority on UAP and UFOs. This memoir reveals groundbreaking, even shocking details of what ATIP learned and the profound implications, not just for humanity, but for everything we think we know about our lonely place in the universe.
Damn.
Wow.
Heavy.
Heavy.
And a typo.
There was a few in there, Lou. I see Lou's in the chat. Maybe gonna. Hey Ocean says, "Is there gonna be a chapter on how he followed serial harassers and learned life lessons?"
Damn. Let it ride. Let it ride.
You know what?
Ocean.
I feel like he's gonna not do it, and we're gonna have a little bit of a Governor Cuomo situation. So we might get two versions of the same book. The genre is health, mind, and body. Tuba, what do you think about that? This could all be like.
Hold on. What's the genre?
Health, mind, and body. But that could be a Apple thing. Maybe that Lou didn't intend that.
Time out. Let's break that down. How do you get in there? How do you get into health, mind, and body from UFOs?
Scientology.
How do you do it? Dianetics? You say
Protocols?
Protocols? You say that you drink so much water and you'll talk to an alien? We need a red flag animation or something, because right now I'm...
No! God, please, no! No! No!
That's crazy. I'm concerned about the genre. The whole thing, the opening, the typos, you know what? I'm on board with it. But the genre got me shook.
If Lou chose that and there were amidst multiple things, then yeah, it would be concerning. But right now, my gut tells me, and Lou, you're more than welcome to call in right now. I'll go full Thomas Fessler. Chew me out, bro. Chew my butt out. But I lean towards that Lou didn't choose that.
You think the editor chose that?
Yeah, the editor chose it, or yeah. Paul Shields says, so it's curtains for us.
Purple curtains.
Purple curtains. Yeah. UFOs go in the New Age section. Yeah. So some other interesting things that was in there. Where do UAP go between sightings? That's pretty interesting. Right? Is it not? Like, how would we know? Like, that's implying quite a lot of knowledge there. This is gonna be revealed in the book. We don't even know where they go during sightings, let alone we're gonna know where they go in between sightings.
Wait, that's listed?
That says it right here on this questionnaire. Oh, I'm pointing at my screen. I don't know if you can see it. It says, "Are we alone?" So some of the questions this book hopes to answer: Are we alone? Are governments in possession of records? Okay. What do we know about the science and tech of UAP? Okay. Have UAP compromised our nuclear weapons caches? Yes. What's inside a UAP? That's next level, right? Where do UAP go between sightings? That's next level. Do they have a base or do they live among us? You know what they're prepping you for, right, Tupa? I'm gonna go Tupa mode. You know what this is, right? Do they live among us?
Demons. No,
Demon face. Demon face, bro.
Demon face for real. But do they face. This is like Thetan. This is Scientology level shit. I'm not trying to hit the alarm here, sound the alarm on a potential Scientology infiltration of the UFO phenomenon and culture in order to facilitate the groundwork needed for a large-scale indoctrination of a population into a religion called Scientology. We don't know that. But what we can say is that a lot of these are implying knowledge from a high tower of authority, and I don't know if they have that. If this whole time Lou Elizondo has known what's inside a UAP and where they go in between sightings and was saving it for his book, I don't like that.
No?
No, I don't like that at all.
What would be the best place for him to reveal that?
Chupacabra Twitter Spaces.
Kimball Mortensen Twitter Space. Shouts out Kimball.
Oh, big facts. Some of this information seems like it could help people. So that's one of the reasons why I say it shouldn't be held off for a book that you're selling. If this information could help people, could help us solve a problem, and it's been known about for a long period of time, I find it difficult to have to buy a book in order to get that out. It makes me question its legitimacy. That's me personally. I don't speak for anyone but myself on this one. I don't think so. I could be alone on this, but these are huge answers. Or maybe he's just asking the questions. He's asking these questions with us. Maybe he doesn't know. But we have to buy 13 books to find out. We should do a book giveaway. We should buy some and give away some to people, like our followers or our members or some kind of. Should we do that?
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah. Let's buy a couple. Let's buy a couple copies. Let's do a giveaway. That'd be cool.
Pizza Slayer says, "More Trust Me Bro stories incoming." Ben Overage says, "What do the Mormons think about this?" UFO Interest says, "Lou is true."
Trudeau.
Okay. Well, so I got 2 more things really we could cover today. We got the Reddit UFO leak story, and then there was some interesting stuff in shouts out Logan Black cooking this up. There's also some interesting stuff in the tech tweet space. So maybe we'll cover this and then we'll close out. So I guess to set up, right, this happened yesterday on, I believe, r/aliens, and everyone was talking about it. There's all these quote unquote LARPs or whistleblowers that aren't really like Jason Sands, or at least we know who Jason Sands is. At least we know that James Fox was interviewing him. There's every now and then on 4chan and Reddit, there's people who are like, I can't tell you anything about who I am, but I'm just going to type up what either my experience is or I'm going to be lying to you about it. But every now and then they really catch fire, right? And maybe some things ring true. Maybe some patterns are seen there and it's worth listening to. So I guess we'll just listen to some of this. Because as you can see, the full thing is 25 minutes long. And I'll go ahead and put the full thing in the chat.
Cool.
So that way the people can see too, if they want to watch it later.
Hell yeah. I love these little threads that come out too. Check this out.
Hi, I'm writing this because I never got any sort of debrief or moment to decompress from a job I quit in February of 2018. I worked for an agency that dealt with issues related to non-human intelligence. Sometimes these were referred to as EBEs, or as a friend lovingly called them, AIS. I can't divulge what I did specifically. Most of the information I'm going to discuss is anecdotal information I found out about from colleagues. This is because it would be easy to identify me from what my role was, as the information I can say about what I did specifically would be personally identifying. Feel free to dismiss my post as a hoax entirely. I know the right people will believe me. I'm posting this for myself to make peace with the gravity, no pun intended, of the situation. I tried VA and independent therapy, but divulging this sort of information to a hipster trained in active listening probably wouldn't go well. Posting here is a last resort, but I hope I'm welcome to discuss what I can. I'll first talk about my career history, what working for the agency is like, how it functions, and then my general thoughts. If my post makes it past moderation, I'll answer as many questions as I can. I'm unwilling to post an ID privately to moderators or otherwise. People who did that face consequences. I don't think those people were Reddit leakers specifically, but any act to talk about the information in any meaningful way outside of the chain of command ends badly. I'd rather be accused of making things up than risk that, because I simply don't care what people think of me. Hopefully my post will clear up why. I'm currently a university professor. Not at the university my username would lead you to believe. I was inspired to write this post when one of my students referred to me as verbatim a dude who has to know about aliens. If only.
Muted, Tupa.
I'm going to get to the meat and potatoes of this story, okay?
Go for it.
Which isn't uncommon. I was excited to get back to work.
Outside of congressional regulation.
Would be for. The interview took place in a skiff in
Wait a second. Is that Fred Rogers' voice?
Someone's house. Looking back,
Logan, you son of a
most
bitch.
Likely,
Logan,
got him.
Logan, you son of a bitch.
House that wasn't lived in. but just used for the purpose of interviewing potential hires without giving away the location. It's also likely this was the location because this agency doesn't exist in any official capacity. Yes, it has a name. It gets sort of kind of funding. Saying the name would get me killed. I wish I were exaggerating. I was told the name at the start of the interview, and I had never heard of it before. I've never even said the name out loud. Paradoxically, even though the agency doesn't exist, if someone knew the name, it's likely a paper trail exists through publicly available documents. A lot of the information isn't classified because the agency is so secretive. Going through the process to classify it in the first place would reveal it to too many people.
In past interviews, particularly
now
for
we
the
got Jody.
inspection job,
God bless
I
Logan,
could
bro.
refer to specific colleagues, facilities I worked at, or contractors I was in good standing with to play the usual interview game. In this interview, I was treated like a brand new hire. While I was already offended about how I was being treated, the interviewer started grilling me about my love for Star Trek and said that theatrics wouldn't fly in the position I was being interviewed for. Looking back, I should have never accepted the job, but the allure of working on swarms was too great. The first office I worked at was an office building that didn't stand out in any way at all. I believe our neighbors in the office park were a fashion studio and a dentist, among others. The difference was our building had 24/7 armed security. The first few days were heavy paperwork and onboarding. One of my old bosses called me on an office phone to talk to me before I was officially onboarded. As a management nerd, the biggest challenge of working for this agency is that it's a paperless office. It has its own highly sophisticated intranet with hundreds of archival. I spent a few weeks thinking it was part of the craft before someone told me otherwise. Typically, the craft would held on its side in the rig for easier storage. Its weight just naturally sat it that way, although it was intended to be flown vertically.
The shape was directly informed by its purpose. Every shape
now you got
is
Gary
custom
Nolan, friend of the
molded in
show.
a metallic material that would revolutionize the way we travel if we had it. In following the topic as much as I can manage to, I've seen some other people mention the material. There were some material scientists that had been working there for decades. I never got to go inside the craft. It was guarded 24/7. Boy, did I want to look. The agency goes out of its way to hire individuals who have little interest in working in this space at all. They recruit particularly out of BYU, although you have to have a contractor or government career for around a decade to be considered for an interview. Published papers don't hurt. When I worked at the second facility, the sorts of people that were there were frustrating to interact with because
Were you
my
there?
initial reaction to working in that facility was
Yes.
extreme
Pause
excitement,
real
and
quick.
it wasn't shared. I believe this is partial.
That was interesting. I mean, and we've heard that in other stuff too, right? And we have UFO intros or Mormons chat that they like recruiting Mormons. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, Mormons are very obedient. Mormons also have taken over the Cub Scouts, the Boy Scouts. So I've heard things like only Eagle Scouts are selected for the Secret Service and stuff, and I would believe that.
Wow. Cool. Sorry, continue. I just found that interesting.
I mean, I'm biased. I got a lot of Mormon family. They're super devout, and they're very high character people. So I back it up.
Oh my God.
Actually responsible for the stagnation, high turnover rate, and compartmentalization. I quickly learned who to trust and gained some enormous that helped my work. Part of why I'm being secretive about my ID is because the turnover rate results in a sort of summer camp work environment. It's easy to point to classes of people in various non-leadership positions that all were hired, fired, or quit at similar times. If I said when I started, ended, and where I worked, I'd be easily identifiable because there are so few people that match my description. Leadership has been there forever. No, not literally.
The agency is divided up into several wings, not unlike the executive, legislative, and judicial branches. I'm not insinuating they're a shadow government, but the wings check and balance each other in a way a government is at least designed to. These wings include mechanical engineering, biologic research, weapons research, computer science, tracking, what I'll call anthropology, what I'll call crash recovery, because that's what colleagues who are planning to come forward will call it, and security. I'll list some information about each. There are definitely more wings that I don't know about. What's unique is these subgroups exist all as part of different parent government organizations and are HQ'd where their parent agencies are. For example, the tracking wing is sort of kind of embedded as R&D at NORAD. This is a simplification of the actual paperwork involved. It's honestly complicated, and I don't know much about how it works. I do know that this is how they maintain funding even when the parent agency goes completely dark for stretches of time. It's worth mentioning that these departments employ, at most, 50 people each. It's typically much lower than that. This is why we're all pushing for whistleblower protection. It's not hard to identify us because there are so few of us in the first place. Mechanical engineering is exactly what it sounds like. It's the most extensive, the oldest, and the most compartmentalized. We have crashed craft in various states of complete. We had a recovered craft that worked almost perfectly that was shot down by ourselves. I saw this coming, and it's part of why I quit. There's a lot of information about this wing in the public sphere. Part of their job is to determine what each shape of craft is used for. This is an important job because we're unsure of NHI's intentions. If we discover the designs are intended to hurt us, action will have to be taken. I don't know what that means in practice, but it's what the engineers mostly study. Consider this lecture around the 10-minute mark about the differing characteristics of an F-22 versus a passenger plane. Now imagine figuring out the purpose of the passenger plane versus the F-22. Since we're humans, and those are human designs, eventually a team could figure it out. It's not as easy when the designs aren't for us or purposes we fully understand. Triangles are the most impressive design, and we don't have one. It's likely China does. Leadership is mad about that. This team discovered a long time ago that the reason why craft appear so bright to us humans is because it's not really light, but rather the product of the crazy amounts of power these craft require.
Triangles are bad luck in China.
Fire, sort of like smoke coming out of an exhaust pipe. Biology is something I personally suck at. Even at the high school level, I can say the NHI looked like the aliens from Close Encounters. As far as I know, we never had one alive. My source who told this was unsure if it was true or not. I didn't learn much about this wing. It's the most secretive. I do know its HQ is hidden in almost plain sight. I still feel like the guy who told me where it is had to be lying because it was just too obvious. There are bodies stored in other locations apart from their main HQ.
Weapons research is a large wing and is fairly new. It was absorbed by the Space Force when the SF was created. Frustration with the SF as a whole is part of why I left shortly before it started. I don't know much about it. It has a high turnover rate and is dangerous to work in. People were injured and compensated by a large private aerospace contractor instead of the USG. Its main job is to strap a nuke to a reverse-engineered craft and just see what the hell happens. Computer science is, or was, it may have moved after I left, HQ'd at a facility in my home state.
Who's this voice?
Because most of the other wings are within a stone's throw of DC or Nevada. This is mostly based around researching the craft's navigation system. The navigation in every craft is the same. The craft
this is the real Fred Rogers
that originally befuddled generations of researchers,
right, yeah.
but it's essentially
Logan
a
said.
3D Dijkstra algorithm. It finds points around the craft and chooses the most efficient possible route through space-time to get to that point. Some of the parameters it uses to gauge efficiency are totally unknown to us and are a serious point of contention. It's not autonomy, but rather obstacle avoidance, not unlike what you would see in a self-driving car, but the self-driving car could go through air, space, and water without worrying about what medium it's in. Additionally, the algo accounts for the craft's place in time. I don't think this means that the craft time travel in the way we think they can, but rather go so fast that they experience dilation and can hit objects in the future, and potentially past at their target destination. It's possible they do this on purpose sometimes. I don't know much about the internal programming of the computer or how it actually does any of this. There are a few senior scientists that hold that information dear. One of them jokingly refers to it as IAC, as in C for NHI. I know that he doesn't work with a computer, only a pad of paper and pen. Although the algo is extremely effective, nuclear explosions and experiments somehow interfere with this navigation. Craft particularly avoid Diablo Canyon, even if we put something they really want there. They mostly avoid previous crash sites as well. More on crashes later.
Speaking of avoidance, tracking, like I mentioned, is or was part of NORAD. The NHI deploy craft of various shapes and sizes all the time. I don't want to claim that they have advanced cloaking techniques, but from what I heard, the tracking department basically is in an eternal game of cat and mouse. They don't have adequate technology to track the transmedium craft. All I would say on a record is NHI know we can track them and know how to avoid us. They usually avoid detection by going underwater, especially in the case of particularly large, by human measurement, enormous craft. It's interesting that historical UFO designs mimic the design of buildings and vehicles of that time period. Whether this was just humans not being able to reference what the designs look like or a form of mimicry is anyone's guess. Someone in leadership knows the answer. I don't. It's important to note not everyone at NORAD was part of the tracking team, but the tracking team is embedded in NORAD and interfaces with them on a minute-to-minute basis. This leads to scenarios where NORAD will report an object and the tracking team will silently acknowledge but give no explanation. This led to a catastrophic incident that happened after I left but knew about from a colleague. Supposedly, tracking is being moved to the Space Force to clear up these miscommunications. If I were working there, I would probably be working on that onboarding process. NORAD was moved to Cheyenne not only to protect from a foreign adversary, but also because the facility is uniquely equipped to track NHI craft. The wing I called anthropology is the weirdest one by far. It focuses on a few different things. They originally studied NHI's intentions and culture, if it's possible to call it that. The reports I read from this early research changed the way I see the world.
Anthropology and computer science were at one point decompartmentalized to study how the NHI interact with the craft. The NHI are linked to their craft in a way that borders on biological. The actual way they interface with the components of the craft is not as sophisticated. Take this video, although it's
Greer, baby.
Video.
Yeah.
The way he interfaces with a piston that moves the gas pedal is similar, albeit much simpler, than the way NHI interact with their craft. They send signals using their body to systems that control the craft. It's hypothesized that they can and prefer to control craft remotely, but I'm not sure if we were really researching this. Take note that if the driver of the jerry-rigged death trap in the video panics, the car would accelerate due to heightened brain activity. When people wonder how a superintelligent being can crash, this is part of the answer in conjunction with the navigation system malfunctioning. I personally don't think the NHI feel stress as we do. But if they heightened their activity and overrode the pathfinding system instead of letting it do its job, there could be an accident. A smaller subset of this wing focuses on how humans can interface with craft that are currently in the sky. If you see an image of a large disc above a gas station in the snow, it was someone in this department summoning a craft, not unlike how cheap RC car controllers can interfere with each other when used at the same time. Some people are better suited to interfere with NHI craft than others. We're not sure why. On somewhat comedic note, one colleague was harshly punished for using this research to encounter NHI craft at a party. There was an outdoor bonfire, alcohol, and questions about what she did for work. She wasn't killed or anything, just called a dumbass and told to never ever do that again. Some people in this department are BYU graduates who believe they are directly interfacing with what were recorded in the Bible as...
Uh-oh, is Kimball sweating in the live chat?
BYU graduates. BYU is Brigham Young University. It is a Mormon university. Mormons are back, baby.
Angels. There is an even smaller subset. Some people in this department are BYU graduates who believe they are directly interfacing with what were recorded in the Bible as angels. There is an even smaller subset of this wing that focused on NHI communicating with humans. All I know about them is that they did that work at some juncture, but probably have other jobs now.
Crash recovery probably has the most people involved.
Biden.
It's split up among several parent orgs, but funding is funneled away from it and into other departments when there's little activity. This is common among the entire agency as funding and staff get balanced between the different wings based on progress or lack thereof.
Come on, man.
Most of the crash recovery staff are staff from tracking and security that are involved in crash recovery.
I hate Skyfire
It's also
News.
made up of members of all of our favorite three-letter organizations. Crash recovery's overall structure was referred to as a volunteer fire department. It's typically some people playing pool and watching movies. But when the need arises, all hands on deck from the current staff and on-call members. Crashes are exceedingly rare. The number of crashes goes down exponentially because they learn to avoid the cause of the crash. When they crash, they make no effort to retrieve the debris, save for one instance. I personally believe some crashes weren't crashes, but were NHI parking a vehicle for us because there were no bodies recovered and the craft was in perfect shape. Security, to put it mildly, are terrifying. Imagine the very best of the SEALs, NSA, and Secret Service all working together. They are short-staffed, but that staff is not only elite, but dedicated. Their numero uno rule is people that mention the agency name are killed. It's not a question, and it happened during my time. You'll hear more about them as news about the retaliation Dave comes out. I wasn't directly interviewed by him, but I know several people who were. The security team figured it out quickly, and you could say they aren't his fans. They constantly monitor all discussions about the topic, but rarely act in real life unless absolutely necessary. They staff facilities like the second one I worked at. This team also actively engages in disinformation, gaslighting, and other similar campaigns. Their goal is to keep the U.S.'s secrets about this tech secret because other countries are close to breakthroughs. They also conduct counter intel on what other countries know and counter intel about what they know about what we know. Not to sound crazy, but the security team will see this at some point or another, so a friendly hello to them. Can't touch this, but I sure hope.
I have a hunch that the current public-facing task forces are actually their own wing within security. A friend of mine texted me once, Sean Kirkpatrick, you can get your ass kicked. Ha, don't confuse these public-facing task forces with the work Dave and co are doing. Dave is the real deal. I should mention that leadership is kind of its own wing. It's not on paper, but they operate above all of the other departments. Leadership is made up of managers who pay close attention to each wing, they discuss info they know, and bring up contradictions to upper managers. I don't know how far this chain goes up. I reported to someone who reported to someone. I believe it goes higher than that. I have no idea who is at the top or what their credentials are. I suspect they're in the private sector with their bankroll.
I think we got the gist. You're muted.
I think we should let it ride.
Oh,
personally.
let's let it ride then.
I mean, this is the Reddit post is new. No one wants to read it. You know what I mean? Like, it's a long
I'm enjoying
read.
it. I am enjoying
Yeah,
it. And honestly,
me too.
Logan, brilliant to mix up the voices.
Dude.
Because it helps break it up and like, you know.
And it
what I mean?
adds like a guess who element to it, which wasn't in. It's not in the thing. That's added to it. It really helps it out. But yeah, this is strong work. I mean, I'm really happy that we have this to listen to instead of read or have one of us read, especially me with a cold. So here we go. We're gonna finish this up. It's Reddit UFO leak story that just dropped.
Disguised as R&D for government contracts. Leadership, honestly, made the right choices with the information they had, at least when I was there. Some bad people started to get in charge and change the way things worked among the middle managers and individual teams. This pissed people off and led to multiple catastrophes. As far as I know, they faced no discipline, so that was exhaustive. Those are the wings of the agency that I knew about during my time there. It feels good to get this off my chest. I've been sort of keeping up to date on the topics coverage in mainstream media and want to give some of my thoughts on this. If the U.S. comes out directly and says, we have craft, we have bodies, it means we are on the verge of a serious global conflict like we've never seen before. They will only reveal this to the public if absolutely necessary. The way the information is going to come out is through people like Dave and further probing from Congress. Not all of it should be public information, but I believe the technology that is just sitting somewhere would completely revolutionize the way we live. I don't think anything significant will happen in my lifetime. It was a frustrating job because everything was so stagnant and had so much potential. We're talking about technology so advanced it could render every single current global issue obsolete. If we solved two major issues with the craft and were able to manufacture them, we wouldn't know what to do with ourselves. The technology being incorporated into our technical revolution is a hoax. I heard one theory from a guy at a bar that the transistors at Bell Labs were inspired by technology at Area 51. This is a joke. The technology makes transistors look like sticks and stones. I believe multiple species of NHI is misinformation spun up by the security team. There are mystery wings of the agency I didn't get to learn about during my time. It's possible one of these research is other species, but I doubt that.
NHI potentially experiment on us and definitely experiment on animals. We have no idea why. The main reason you'll never see organized disclosure is because nobody can agree on what to say. We simply don't know enough. Namely, the NHI's intentions, sort of, we have a good theory, and where they are from. The anthropology wing believes the NHI are controlled by an intelligence that is beyond our current understanding of how life works. The biology reports conflict with this, which is why things can't be compartmentalized. If the government were to disclose info, they'd have to get the story straight. We also have no idea where they are from. We, as in everyone I worked with, it's possible someone in high up in leadership knows. I don't think the answer is as simple as another planet or caves on Earth. The reason why specific facility locations are kept from the public is because some of them are sensitive and also not entirely NHI research based. It would be possible for some TikTokers and hippies to storm the first office I worked at if they were careful. Every place where the agency works is also home to other operations, which is why it's so hard to identify where they are. Lower leadership is HQ'd in DC, and the upper management is split between Nevada, Australia, and another foreign country. Security are everywhere and potentially even work remotely without an HQ. I was contacted by a documentary filmmaker when some of my friends were, but I turned it down due to my specific involvement and how easy it would be to track me down if I gave particularly juicy info. I believe the story will come out soon. I no longer work in the field and teach full-time. After a quick proofread, that's my post. I'm not tuned into discussions other than what major outlets have to say, but I hope some of my information is interesting. It felt good to type, even if my post doesn't get accepted. I feel tempted to sign off with my first name, how I always do in emails, but I have a feeling that would end badly. I'm currently on a camping trip with my family, but I'll be around to answer questions at various times. Please don't DM me anything too weird. Thanks for giving me an opportunity to talk. I've never done anything like this before. I'm sorry I couldn't provide information that proves who I am. I like not being paralyzed or dead. I'm sure you'll see others make the same claims in due time on one of Logan Black's Twitter spaces.
Oh, did we just get Logan Black?
We did at the end. I love that. I love that. Logan. Okay. That was
wow,
cool.
So this is what it feels like. Okay.
Dude, right at the end, dude. I actually thought that was really cool. Now, I'm glad Logan made that so we didn't have to like read it out. What we will do for Skyfire News, you know, I think we should do something similar in having that out there. But I think I could read it, you could read it, we could read it. We can have AI Logan read it. We can get back with Logan, give him his own medicine. But we should do it. That was really interesting. And there's a couple like that should be turned into those where you just want to listen to it and drive or do something else. I like that. Shout out to Logan. Shout out to Reddit whistleblowers. That's
Shout
cool.
out to Reddit whistleblowers. Should we
Do I
say
see
the game tech for tomorrow and maybe just end with the UAP whistleblower UAP mic drop?
Let's do it.
Okay, first, did you see this?
The portal, the Ireland, New York City portal.
3, 2, 1.
If I called your mother,
Got him. Got him. You just got Moran Leonard. So what are we looking at? We are looking at this drop. This crazy drop. Oh shoot. I guess he kind of technically does he dox someone in this? Should I blur that out? Probably should, huh? Yeah. Knowing how yes, actually I don't even yes, I should. Just give me 1 second actually. Or you know what I could do? There we go. I'll just do this. There you go. I'm just gonna scroll down. I'm gonna be lazy.
Ooh.
Not enough time.
Ooh, I like that. I like it a lot.
So
here we have
yeah.
We have what looks like uplifting tweets and some no-name troll. We have this is backstory on Brian Johnson getting attacked and harassed in Twitter by uplifting tweets, who created a false account and then went ahead and then harassed him on it and got outed for it, and eventually found out that he bought fake followers for it to boost up his own parody account to make fun of a guy. And this is what's interesting. They claimed it was all in good fun, that it wasn't for nothing, but in their tweets, or in their DMs, it straight up says we want to push him over the edge. I'll read it out. I'll be uplifting, you be Luigi. Cool?
Oh, okay.
Okay. Brian Johnson is big pissed, working.
It's effing amazing, dude. Do not stop this magic, LMFAO. We need to create even more of them.
Maybe maybe send him off the edge. The fact that he's reaching out to people for info and offering to trade post traction is one of the funniest things I've ever heard. I'm going to repeat that. Maybe send him off the edge. What does that mean? Uplifting. If you're listening and you're not, let me reserve myself. This is a professional stage full of professional people.
It's a family show.
It's a family show. Uplifting. What did you mean by that? Maybe send him off the edge. What are you talking about? I want to know. And then here he shares a link afterwards to something, whatever that is.
I think it was him coming clean. Because this is Blue Panda Koala's in the mix, right? So, do we know who that is? I think Mike might be in the chat. I think that's Shake Leather.
Blue Panda Koala. If you guys didn't think these guys were literally dedicated to burying Red and I, all their sock puppets are dedicated to us. We've shooken them up, dude.
Oh, dang, you came clean.
Oh, that must have been after he said I did it.
Yep.
KMF said it best. He shot himself in the foot with an ICBM.
So
that's goofy. This is goofy. Push him over the edge. As far as I know, Brian Johnson is kind of like has medical issues and is like
that he's spoken about, and that this group actually. I will give Uplifting this. I didn't see Uplifting do it, but KMF was definitely saying like this like you don't have a brain tumor and stuff like that. And I think he actually did go to like he was dealing with surgery basically amidst all this weirdness. So it was just a double negative, double bad vibes.
Gary Nolan, if you're watching, Invisible College, if you're watching, and you for sure are. Why do you take advice about the community from people like this? Gary Nolan. What is going on? Why'd you block me, but you're taking advice from people who want to push other people over the edge? Gary Nolan, why did you do that? Why are you following these people? Why are you taking orders from these people? Do you not have the discernment ability of a genius? Are you not a genius inventor, professor, revolutionary, philosopher? Are you not interested in theosophy? Are you not bringing in or highlighting, at the very least, the ushering in of a new age? Do you really think if you join hand in hand with uplifting tweets and this dumbass here in attacking people to push them over the edge, Gary Nolan, is that going to reflect poorly on you or good? And this goes to everybody else. Leslie Keene, the circle. Because I have, unless it's been manipulated, I have evidence, Gary Nolan, that you are talking to these people and getting advice about the community from these people who you can and can't talk to. Do you really think that these people have your best interest in mind, or are they weaponizing you? And if you are being weaponized and you refuse to acknowledge it, as your biggest simp on the platform, which I am, I promise you, this is over. There is no way I could respect a person's intelligence, credentials, background if I find tweets and DMs of that person taking advice from this fucking clown show. Wake up, get it together, because the shit's coming out. You're being outed. You've been selected, Gary Nolan, Jeremy Corbell. You're being selected right now because your connection to these people is not only overt, but it's well fucking known. And it's time to answer for it, because they're terrorizing my friends, and they're terrorizing women, and they're terrorizing my family. And it's too far. So you've been selected. Answer the question. Why are you encouraging these fucking maniacs to attack your biggest fans? It doesn't make any sense. You're not gaining any confidence in the majority of us. Everyone knows what they've done. And there's photographs and screenshots of DMs of you taking advice from them. The fuck, dude? I don't respect it. I can't speak for everybody else, but let me tell you, if they identify with integrity and self-respect and community respect, they're not backing you up on this. No one gets a free pass. Thanks to Moran Lerner, myself, Red, and everyone else, Ocean, Logan, who's been attacked fucking Kimball, Heather. Like, we are not shutting the fuck up. And there's way too many of us. Unless we all end up in some convention or on some goddamn yacht or cruise. You're not taking all of us out. You got to figure it out. This is PR 101. I'm a blue alien Tupac cartoon. Red
They
Panda.
really all should be thanking us for bringing this to their attention, because it's not good, man. Better us tell you guys, be like, yo, can you please stop this, than like Ken Klippenstein, right?
I'm not shutting up about this. I want an answer. Why are you taking advice from these people? Why are they in your DMs? Why are they creating graphics for your show? Why are you involved with them at all? This isn't good. We're not talking about people who have a problem. You know, not everybody's stage ready. Not everybody is ready to have their background dug through. We're not talking about that. Look at this. Organized harassment campaigns against people with brain tumors, trying to push them over the edge because it's funny. Gary Nolan, do you think this is funny? I would love to fucking know. As a medical professional, I would love to know how funny this is to you. To harass, attack, to fucking target a person dealing with a brain tumor in public. Let's push him over the edge. Let's push him over the edge. Ray, Klaus, you're going to fucking back this up? I thought that Ray was some type of child therapist. We have tweets on tweets on tweets. We have DMs, baby. We got receipts. The time to call this out has passed. And right now, you're in like reputation save zone. That's how I feel. No longer can you get in front of it. You're in it. And I think it's time to like really just take stock and say, hey, I'm going to make a public statement. I don't back this shit up at all. I was taking advice from these dudes who said that I was getting attacked. I'm not on Twitter. I'm a fucking genius. I'm Gary Nolan. I block people.
Blocking Skyfire News, Red Panda Koala, and Chupacabra.
Hallelujah. If that's the outcome of this rant, that's a win. That's a win for us. But like, if I find out from UAP Mike or other people that this goes deeper than this, and like that it was well known, God forbid the community finds out that you were actually aware of these harassment campaigns. I personally think that Jeremy Corbell might have been aware of some of this stuff, because he tried to give uplifting and out when he said even the derogatory memes are funny. They are. To dicks. No, the derogatory memes are fine. Memes are fine. Meme humor is good. But they attacked families and kids and stuff. Uplifting Tweets is out here making fat pictures of people's wives who are having issues with reproducing, and this other douchebag, his friend, is out there like calling attention to it every day. I couldn't imagine going to bed after having tried to hurt a woman because she couldn't have children. But Gary Nolan, you attached yourself to this. You're attached. And if you want to think that you're not, check the records, because the records show you are. The time to make a statement is pretty soon, I think. It's overdue. And the same thing goes.
Write it.
Dude, it better be written. It better be written. It better be written.
That would really suck if they knew this whole time, says Zelda. You know what? That's what. Yeah, and that's the thing, dude. People want to say we're haters, bro. All the people who are some of the first perpetrators of this, I was a shill for, dude. Gary Nolan, Lou Elizondo, Sean Cahill, Jeremy Corbell, and I still think a lot of them have done amazing things. It's just really unfortunate that they have their fingers in these pies.
I couldn't imagine, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah,
and I didn't see it coming. Like you said, when we started, like I'm a big Gary Nolan simp. I'm a simp for disclosure, but I'm also not ever going to trade disclosure for humanity or my self-respect. And you know what? By standing my ground and speaking my mind, I've been able to connect with people I never thought I would. People like Red, Dan Freeman, John Majorowski. These people don't identify. They don't agree with everything I'm saying. But at the very least, there are people in the community growing because they're able to speak their mind, and they're not playing the access media game. They're just not. We got Darren Reed in the chat. Darren.
No, I'm working on Darren. Darren's coming around.
Hope you're having a good summer so far.
Hope you're having a great day, Darren.
I hate Skyfire News. I hate Chupacabra. I fucking hate Red Panda. And I hate Heather. Like, I genuinely hate them.
Calm down. Lou. Come on, man.
Well, is that our show for today then, I think, right?
Yeah. This has been Cold Skyfire News because I have a cold. Guys, an amazing show. We got a solid hour and a half in the mix. As you guys know, we got the Dyson Sphere. We got Moist Critical criticizing the Vegas aliens. We have the Reddit, right? The Reddit leak story was played along with Lou Reviews and Logan Black. We had a lot of stuff going on the show. I want to thank all the contributors along with all the members and everyone in the chat, keeping the chat alive. You guys are awesome. Everybody over on Twitter, good to see you. Please pop over to YouTube, give us a subscribe, give us a like. We're growing the channel out, and we're doing all kinds of stuff. This Friday, Red, we're going to have a big guest. I'll announce that tomorrow.
Okay.
And then Saturday, I think we might have a guest as well. So we're going to have a good time.
And I think even Thursday we might even have a guest, right?
Damn! And Thursday. Guys, we're not fucking around. All right? We're not fucking around. Today was kind of a light day, but it is what it is. Until next time, see us on Twitter. Find us there. I'm going to be sipping tea and getting better. Red, what are you going to be doing tonight?
I'm going to probably be working on my Spielberg thing, but also I've been reading this book that's really interesting that I probably want to talk about when I finish reading it.
The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
No, I'll talk about it another day, but it's basically, it sounds like some dude who got into UFOs and it ran up against the same kind of cult within the intelligence community that's obsessed with it. John Lucas, I think you know him. He recommended me to it. He's like, dude, this book is
great
about...
guy.
It's like you read the book and you could tell he's like, this is Eric Davis, this is Hal Puthoff, this is that. So I'm reading that. It's pretty interesting. I think we might even talk to the guy in a space. So
yes. Okay, cool. So if you catch Red out in the wild, he might be reading. Pop in questions. If you guys have questions for us or for the show, find us on Twitter. Follow us there. Pop in, check it out, become a member. Thanks, guys. Until next time, and we're going to play out some music. This is Skyfire News, the greatest UFO show on the internet.
This is Skyfire News, the best UFO show on the internet. Skyfire News is on the internet. Skyfire News. Skyfire News. UFO show on the internet. Skyfire News is on the internet. Come look for it on TV, mom. Fire News.
Wouldn't give an icy bitch my sweater. Don't start seats, have some kind of internal temperature regulation system or some shit. Move back, Travis Barn. I think I'm way too high. I think I just saw Michael Ian Black in the back doing lines. Where the fuck is Kim Ball? Where the hell is Red Somersault Craft over Ashton's bed? Melinda Les Space, I got 6 green lasers and I'm pointing them in space and I'm fucked up. I made contact in the desert, had an alien adventure. I thought star seeds had some kind of internal temperature regulation system or some shit. And I'm way too high and I'm pecan. I'm shooting on lizards like I was Sheehan. Legs up, get a towel, she elite curve. Gary Nolan, rock me is coming through the speaker. And I'm way too high and I'm pecan. I'm shooting on lizards like I was Sheehan. Legs up, get a towel, she elite curve. Gary Nolan, rock me is coming through the speaker. And I'm way too high and I'm pecan. I'm shooting on lizards like I was Sheehan. Legs up, get a towel, she a leaker. Gary Nolan, block me, is coming through the speaker. And I'm way too high and I'm pecan. I'm shooting on lizards.